am here to present a speech. Before that, I would like to wish you a very happy Pongal. Now, the speech we are going to present is on the topic named How does a ship float and how does an airplane fly? So, we'll begin with the airplane. You see, airplane flies with the 4 bases. 1. Thrust. 1 more. Lift. And more. 1. Thrust, lift, gravity and drag. You see, this thrust it helps the plane to get off the roof. For example, when you make a paper plane, how would you usually fly it? Usually fly it like this. Yep. Now let me explain you the situation. You see, aeroplanes have special wings known as airfoils. These wings act as wings like with birds. So the wings push the air above the wing instead of below, and it creates pressure below the wing, and so because the plane gets takeover. And after this thrust is produced by thrusters and airfoils. Now you see, in lift is also the same case. It slowly rises up. You see, there is different types of things which fly in the air. Now I'm speaking about non-living things. For example, plane, helicopter, a jet and more. You see, if you see plane, helicopter and jet, they have a similar shape. That is a streamlined body. So as you have studied in science, birds also have streamlined body. It's one of their major components to help them fly. In this case, the airplanes also have the same kind of thing and they help them fly. So in this, we have learned about lift and thrust. Now the rest too. Gravity and drag helps the plane land safely. You see, if the plane doesn't land safely, there will be an accident happening in the road. And let's see. I'm speaking about the highway road. In this, if you see the drag brings it down, and the drag slows it down, and the gravity slowly lets it go through the runway, and finally that flight gets stopped. Now next we'll see about the ships. If we put a small piece of metal in a bucket, what will happen? It will probably float. But if you put that very big piece of metal, I'm talking about the boat, it floats. How? There are many options for that. So we'll learn about 2. One is that how does something float on the water? You see, if something floats on the water, its density should be less than water. So a small piece of iron, its density is more than the water. So shall it sinks. Now, big piece, you might ask, isn't the big piece of iron denser than the water? Nope. Since it goes on rivers and seas, it at least contains a small amount of salt. In this, the density could be balanced. There are hollow things in like, suppose if this is the shape of a ship, and here it will be gap, and here again it will be. So more people it's safe. Because of its streamlined body also, it goes up. There's the same case for flight and ship. Because of its streamlined body, it gets up. Now, we'll again see about another flying object. This object is known as a helicopter. Everybody knows a helicopter. Helicopter works on a principle named thrust and gravity. In these two, helicopter's wing produces air so much that the ground below it begins to push the helicopter up. So in this thrust, we get it up, and gravity, we make it to go. So as per the pilots research, it is possible to make it fly. And as this is done before in hundreds of years, everyone nowadays knew about the jets, helicopters, ships and more. Now let's see about submarines. Submarines is a very total different case. It's hard to understand, but still I'll explain it to you. You see, in the submarine, it doesn't completely sink in the water, or it doesn't completely rise up in the water. We can control it as per our wish. So you know how is it done? It's done by thrusters, which it has, and boosters, propellers, everything. So when you do it, the thrusters push it down. When you reduce the speed, it goes down. When you increase the speed, it goes up. In this case, we saw about the submarine. Now we'll see about the pilots. You see, many pilots have tried doing it, but most of them has passed their life because of lack of experience. The first pilot was a male, and he did it very easily. He seemed to look it like driving a paper plane. Now he was a very good. Now this inspired many people, and they invented ships, airplanes, and more. Now here's today's fun fact. Today's fun fact is that the airplane was invented by the Wright brothers. Thank you.